All right, guys, Dan Bidondi here for TruthRadioShow.com, and today is July 16th of 2019, and in this presentation today, we're going to talk about psychics, the ones you see on TV, the internet now. You drive down the street, down the roads, and you see signs that says psychic readings, palm reading. You see them at flea markets, you see them all over the place. So these wacky commercials on TV. And so it's all over the place. So basically, in this presentation today, we're going to talk about, expose what this stuff is. And everybody knows these psychics, claim to be psychics, which means they have the ability, supposedly have the ability, some of them, to talk to the dead. The ability to see the future, the ability to go to cosmic realms in the subconscious mind to communicate with the dead or spirits or what have you. So we're going to get to the bottom of that and tell you what that's about. So this is mainly addressing to the people out there who spend the hard-earned money on these people. And most of these people are frauds. And I'm not saying the psychic stuff is not real. I'm not saying that. But I'm going to get into the real part later, okay? We're going to expose right now, first of all, the frauds that will come out to you. What they do is they take the average people, the average criteria of what their life's about, whatever the case. And today I was watching this one guy, I forgot his name, but anyway, he was live on Facebook telling people, I'm going to give live readings to people. And what they do is he had 700 people watching, and most of them are women. Okay, I'm not saying this has nothing to do with sexism, whatever, but most of them are women, and they're all watching. Good people, real good people watching. And what happens is these people take advantage of a family's loss. They take advantage of something that happened in the family that they capitalize on. Because women, they lose a mom, they lose a father, a grandmother. Women are very attached to their loved ones, and rightfully so. And it's a good thing. I'm not saying nothing bad about it. So what they do is what I was noticing today, I was watching them. And I watch these so-called psychics, how they operate. They'll have a bunch of people. And they'll say, I got a vision, somebody that lost a grandmother. I'm saying to myself, all right, this is so cliche. Who hasn't lost a grandmother yet? You know what I mean? So she was a good person. Everybody loved her. And all of a sudden you see a bunch of people. And he goes, if I'm describing you, please say something. And of course, almost everybody was like, yeah, oh my God, that's my mom or my grandmother. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, this is so cliche. And people fall for this garbage. So they'll sit there and buy this stuff, and they'll work off that. And once they know they grabbed a couple of people's attention, boom, they'll start working off it. And they'll start limiting it down, but basic common knowledge. You know what I mean? It's common sense. So they'll target that, and these are the frauds that do this stuff. They're very smart psychologically. They know how to manipulate things, how to extract information out of you when you go to these live readings. They know how to extract information out of you. And in the meantime, they'll have somebody like the real frauds. It's a whole operation they do. They make millions of dollars off this stuff. They'll have people doing research real time on you. They'll have the earpiece, some of them, or whatever the case. They'll do research on you, heavy research, and they'll be feeding the psychic information about you. Or if you set up an appointment, they'll get prior information ahead of you. They'll go onto the searches, look for your family, see if you lost anybody. They'll do a huge search on you ahead of time if you make the appointments. And so they'll tell you accurate information, but stuff that's already public record or, sub-public record. So they use the psychology that happens to everybody. Everybody, one time or another, is going to lose a grandmother or has lost a grandmother or a grandfather or a loved one. Everybody. I mean, it's like saying tomorrow, I'm getting a reading from an ancestor. They say, tomorrow, you got to go use the bathroom. No crap. You know what I mean? No pun intended. It's common sense what these people do. So now, moving away from the frauds. And now the frauds, again, they'll use common knowledge about you, especially the ones you say, I'm going to set up an appointment with Madame Blavatsky or whatever the hell her name is, or, this guy or whatever. They'll do research on you, dig down deep on about you, so when you get there, they know a lot about you already. They'll look at pictures, everything else, and stuff. And, oh my God, you're describing my grandmother. Oh my God, that's my brother. Then they'll say, I'm getting a reading. He wanted me to tell you that he loves you, he's watching you. And of course, they target the emotions. They'll target your emotions first. They'll build you up, target your emotions first. Like the false churches do, the false religions. They'll target your emotions to get you so built up, so emotional, they can tell you anything. And you'd be like, oh my God, that's my brother, tell him I love him, or my uncle. And they take advantage of these people who've lost a loved one. And meanwhile, they get $60 for 20 minutes, some ridiculous price like that. They're raking up and of course, at that point, the girl, the woman or the person that goes in there that says, all right, I'm just going to do a quick reading, a 20-minute reading, $60 here. So at that point, about the 20 minutes starts getting near there, they'll get them so emotionally wrecked that they're going to spend another $60 for another 20 minutes because they want to know more. Oh my God, you reached my mother. You know what I mean? And so they'll spend every dime they have. They'll empty their bank accounts because now you got them where you want them. False religions do this all the time. And they'll misuse the Bible. They'll misuse these things to get you emotionally wrecked and to drain your bank account. So this is how the psychology works. Now, moving on to real psychics. Now, I'm not saying there's people out there that are fake, all of them ain't fake. Now, what happens is people, they'll start dabbling into divinization. Divinization is methods like scrying, what Nostradamus used to use. Scrying and other methods of, scrying is like basically staring into a bowl of water or something shiny, like a crystal ball, and staring until you start seeing visions. Or you get into the New Age aspect of it, start opening your penile gland, it's called the third eye and all that. And yes, you do see visions, no doubt. And those visions they see, and they're real spirits you communicate with. But however, they're very lying and deceiving, just as credible as whatever, Ashley. They're very lying, deceiving spirits that they're communicating with. And yes, they are communicating with spirits, absolutely. So when some of these people, they have good intentions. I know some psychics, they're good people, okay? But they really believe that they're talking to spirits. Like, in other words, if you have a reading with them, they really believe they're talking to your brother. But if you, what they are is they're called lying and deceiving spirits, familiar spirits. That's what this category is. And people will see one day, it's like, oh, my brother that died last year appeared to me in front of my room. And he's been with me, telling me different things and all that. Those are not, the dead, your relatives don't talk to you. Your relatives have no recollection of what's going on here on earth. None. So people who pray to their dead relatives, you're not supposed to do that, first of all. And you do not seek wisdom from these people. Because I'll tell you what the Bible has to say about this, okay? If you go to Deuteronomy, chapter 18, and verses 10 through 12, there shall be not found among you, because this is pertaining to these so-called good psychics, especially psychics out there who claim to be Christians. You got people who claim to be Christian pagans, Christian witches, Christian psychics. There's no such thing as a Christian pagan, no such thing as a Christian psychic, certainly no such thing as a Christian witch. I'm going to let you know right now, okay? And there's a lot of people out there who claim these things, like Edward Casey, the so-called Christian psychic. Oh, he wasn't a psychic at all. He was a moron. So this is what the Bible says. If you think you're a Christian or a good person, but you do these things, you don't even have to be a Christian. If you think in your heart you're a good person, but do these things, this is what God has to say about this, okay? It's Deuteronomy chapter 18, and chapter 10 to verses 10 to 12. There shall not be found among you anyone who make his son or daughter pass through the fire, that's child sacrifice and all that, and that uses divinization, or observer of times, or enchanters, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consultant with familiar spirits, like these psychics out there who claim they can talk to your dead relatives. That's a consultant with familiar spirits. Familiar is something, a spirit that looks like your grandmother, sounds like your grandmother, will tell you stuff that only your grandmother knew, but it's not your grandmother. And or a wizard or a necromancer. And for all these that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations, the Lord thy God drive them out from before thee. So he's basically saying this is a very severe abomination. And I know all the time, is this where you, okay, I don't know what the hell you talk about, a couch. I'm sorry, I'm just going to turn these comments off for a minute, guys. I don't want to be distracted because I get easily distracted with these things. So keep commenting, whatever, I'll answer them in a little bit. I just had to swipe them away because I wanted to do this presentation without getting interrupted. And so basically, God is strictly warning you, and it's not just deuteronomy, it's all through the Bible, okay? About witches, about wizards, about necromancers, and about people who claim to be psychics. Again, there's a ton of people out there who say, oh no, I'm a good psychic, I'm a Christian, I'm a good person. And yes, they are good people, some of them, absolutely. They don't, and some of them have a good heart and intentions of what they do. But they are deceived, they think, because what happens is, a person, okay, I experienced this stuff myself when I was younger. A person, okay, will come across certain things, okay, in the ESP world, whatever. They'll come against certain things when they grow up, and like, in other words, they'll start having premonitions of things. And I had premonitions, and yes, they were absolutely dead on. And the little things like this, and they're like, oh my God. And so somebody will tap into it and say, hey, listen, I think you have these powers, this gift, they call it. And so they indulge in that gift. And what it is, it's actually familiar demonic spirits trying to communicate with you. They try to communicate with you, and they will show you truth. And these spirits in the spirit world, they know the truth, okay? They know the Bible better than most Christians do. They know certain things that happen, so they'll entice you with the truth. Then when they get you hoodwinked, then they'll start putting 1 part truth to 10 parts crap into your head. And they'll show you real stuff that's going to happen, which is, again, they know what's going to come about. So they'll entice good people, and these good people come out and say, I got a gift, I'm going to become a psychic. And not knowing Scripture, and again, these people who claim to be Christians, who call yourself a witch or anything like this. So, man, and so, like, these people are not of God, okay? And you need to understand, if you come across a Christian who claims to be a psychic, a witch, or a pagan, they are not of God. And no matter what they say and do, they cannot justify the fact. Okay, and again, it's in the Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verses 10 through 12. God is condemning the practices of divination or any enchantment or anything of the sort. Okay, now when I was talking earlier about the third eye of the pineal gland, now a lot of people in the New Age occult, which is basically higher forms of yoga. I'm not just talking about the people who just sit there and stretch all day. I'm talking about the people who into the Kundalini side of the yoga, the very dangerous stuff. Okay, and people into the New Age and that use DMT and other hallucinogenics and psychotropic drugs. They do that purposely to enhance the effect of the pineal gland. It's called the third eye, they call it. And now when they open this pineal gland, it opens a door in the conscious level into the spirit world. And yes, these spirits are real, no doubt. It's not a hallucination. These things are very real, okay? And these things are actually communicating with you. But the point is, they're not who you think they are. You know what I mean? Because some people call them cosmic guides, ascended masters in a different realm and everything else. They are not who you think they are, okay? And this goes for the people who conduct these things and the people who go spend the hard-earned money on these things. And yes, there's many frauds out there who are good at psychological tactics. That's how they lure you in. But the people who really do have these powers, okay, it's not a gift at all. And I learned that real quick. When I thought it was a gift, it was not a gift. It was just the demonic realm reaching out to you because you're a spiritual person. And the thing is, when you're young, they know who's who. That's why the hospitals, they go after people's DNA. A lot of people don't know that. In 1974, they started pushing basically everybody that's born. I think it was, what year was it? It started 1965, I believe. I was born in 74, but in 65, I believe it was, they started this thing to go after people's DNA. Without the parents' consent and knowledge, they'll take the prick to heal the child and take blood samples, get your DNA on record. And they look for certain bloodlines of certain people, and they become huge targets. There's a whole different thing, ball of wax about that. I'm going to save it for another time. But these spirits, okay, in the spirit world, they know who these people are. They know in other words, if God's got a plan for you, they will target you at a young age, like you would not believe. I seen these, I could be here for hours telling you the things I've experienced when I was younger and up into my late 20s until I finally realized what was going on. All right, they target good people to lure them into the occultic world because they know God has a plan for you. They see that through you. That's why when you walk about, a lot of people, I don't know if the people who are into the faith, really into the faith, know what I'm talking about. You all walk by certain people, they give you dirty looks, and it's like you could feel the energies, okay? And they could feel yours, okay? You know what I'm talking about, the people who know what I'm talking about. So without going any further, without sounding like a wacko to people who don't know what I'm talking about, yeah? So they target good people at an early age to indulge into this occultism. And again, there's good people who they lure in. Now these people go on TV, they're on the internet, they're on Facebook Live now, just to lure people in. Everywhere you look, you drive down the road, you got big signs, palm readings, psychic readings, where you can tell your future with tarot cards. I dabbled into that stuff when I was younger. And here's the thing, anybody that does tarot cards, you challenge them. Especially those people who get the readings frequently, challenge them. I guarantee this, if these things were really that accurate, the tarot cards, because the way the deck is played out, it goes for anybody, okay? They can make a story for anybody. And most people don't even know what the symbols on the cards mean. They're very highly satanic. And I know some low-level witches, like white witches, oh no, that's satanic, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the thing. You're using Luciferian stuff thinking it's good and it's not bad. And I met some witches out there who say, well, I believe in God. I'm a good person. I study white witchcraft. There's no such thing as white witchcraft. It's still of the devil. It's still a tool of Satan. You may be a good person, absolutely. And not saying you're not. You may have good intentions, not saying you don't. But this stuff is strictly of Satan, plain and simple. It's Luciferian as it comes. There's many, many subtle levels in the occultic world, and many of them think they're doing a good thing, like Wicca. You got people who practice Wicca. Most of them are good people. Absolutely, great hearts, wonderful people. But they really believe that they're doing something good and something that's not dangerous. When all Wicca is Gardner, Charles Gardner, used that, okay, as a tool to lure good people into the occult and meanwhile conceal the dark levels of witchcraft to the public. Because at the time, witches in England and the United States, they would be hunted down. They were being killed and everything else. So to conceal what was really going on in witchcraft, they made a public entity called Wicca and all these other levels of witchcraft. It shows the public, they're all good people, there's no bad stuff going on here. So it conceals on the inner circles, it conceals to the public what's really going on. Now these people in these low levels have no idea about the people at the top here. Not at all. They all think, oh no, it's all good stuff, in which they're all good people. But the people at the top of that are not good people at all. They use these people in these low levels to conceal to the public what's really going on behind closed doors. And so this pertains to psychics, different forms of yoga and everything else. This is all real stuff, folks. And in millions of people across the United States spending millions and millions of dollars, this is a huge industry. Along with those fake pastors out there down in the South, all that, they say they can heal people, that bring people in and use Kundalini magic to temporarily heal somebody, make them pop off the wheelchair, and it's real. They will. If you're handicapped, go down there, they'll make you jump off that wheelchair. Like you never worked in your life, they'll make you jump off the wheelchair. But it's not God doing it. They'll use a Kundalini as a serpent spirit. That's using high levels of yoga, high levels of witchcraft as well. It's an ancient Kundalini serpent spirit that actually comes into your third eye penile gland. That's why they're always going to the forehead. The pastors, the fake pastors, they have the Kundalini spirit and they put that thing into the guy's forehead, it goes right down into the spine, and boom, you just burst off into a bunch of energy, and you're healed temporarily from your afflictions, but the next day you're 10 times worse than you were, and that's why they never show that. So this all pertains to what's going on here with the psychic stuff. I don't mean to go off to the off the beaten path here, but this is very serious stuff here, and this all leads to the same place. It's all destructive to the soul. So again, it's in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 10 through 12. There shall not be found among you anyone that make his son or daughter pass through the fire, which means, because even to this day, there's a massive child sacrifice going on. And anybody uses divinization, which is scrying, which is crystal balls and all that other stuff, and are observers of time, or enchanters, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consultant with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord. Plain and simple, it's an abomination. You should not do this stuff. But yet you have low-level witchcraft, low-level occultism that says, no, it's good. We're good people. We're doing things for God. You know, so-called Christian psychics, like that fraud Edward Casey, that most people spend millions of dollars on that idiot. You know what I mean? And you got all these people out there, and this is not just the occult, too. This is fake Christians out there, fake occults that use this stuff, okay? And what they do, also, they target the weak, okay? People who are emotionally disrupt, they target them. These so-called fake Christians out there who are healing people, who are robbing them for every dime they have, like Joel Osteen, Baker, and all these other 700 Club clowns, these televangelists. They're just as bad. They're just as bad as these psychics who work off the emotions of people who lost somebody, people who have lost their homes or their lives, okay, or their livelihoods. They'll target them. And it's not just the occult, again, it's these fake religions that do this too. And God warns us about that stuff. None of these people are of God. And if people out there, I know, well, I'm not really religious, I don't really follow God. All right, well, your system you're believing, it's a Babylonian dark system. It's all of lies. And that's why I'm here to warn people, stay the hell away from psychics. And again, there's frauds out there who psychologically know how to they build up emotions first, then they pick information out of you, they make you regurgitate it back to you as if they're telling you, and you're like, oh my God, they told me stuff. They have to be real. Oh my God. Then there's the real ones out there who do get real information from unclean spirits. And again, if somebody comes up to you and says, oh, you go to these people out there who's been to psychics, and they say, well, they did tell me stuff that only me and my grandmother knew. That was so accurate. It was unbelievable. Of course it's going to be accurate. Of course, but it's not your grandmother that communicate. Unclean spirits, again, what the Bible calls in spiritual warfare, familiar spirits. They look like your grandmother, sound like your grandmother, tell you stuff only you and your grandmother knew, or your mom or whoever, but it's not your grandmother. The dead have absolutely zero recollection of what's going on here on the earth. Zero. They have no idea what you're saying, what you're doing. They don't look down upon you, okay? And they're not there with you all the time watching over what you're doing. No, they don't do that. The Bible makes that abundantly clear. And shame on the churches that don't teach this stuff to the people. But instead you have rip-off churches like the Catholic Church and most of these fake religions out there who, again, do the same thing the psychics do. They drive off people's losses and soak them dry. It's like, you want to pray for your dead? Yeah, give us $10, you can light a candle and you help release a soul from purgatory when there's no purgatory, you know what I mean? And so it's all connected. All of it's occultism, all of it is to do with distorting the word of God. It's to defy God, okay? And most of all, it's for them to rip every dime you have off out of your pocket. So people, you need to stay away from psychics and stay away from these crackpots who claim that God's going to heal you. If you send us $10 right now, we'll send you a bottle of this healing water that God blessed for me. You know, this angel water or whatever the heck they want to put out. It's fake, okay? God doesn't do these things. God does not operate like that, okay? Read the Bible. That's how many people are uneducated in biblical scripture. They would rather listen to the man behind the pulpit instead of learning by themselves. And then again, back into the occultic world, have some common sense, man. You know what I mean? You go into a psychic, don't even go to these crackpots. Okay, they'll sit there and read the lines. Oh, this here says you got to have a prosperous life. And they always bring fortune to you all the time. You're always going to hit the lottery, or you're always going to come into some money. That's where they really drag you in, because they know by looking you up ahead of time or having some spirit interaction with demonic spirits, they're telling you, that psychic, that they're struggling financially. So what they do is they know that. I see that you're struggling financially, you're back behind a couple payments on your mortgage. Oh my God, you know what I mean? And it's either they already dug the information up ahead of time, or they're actually communicating with unclean spirits that would actually tell them these things. So when they're doing these palm readings or these tarot card readings, or they're looking into the crystal ball, the scrying method and all that, they're telling you real stuff just to lure you in. When they get you coming back, they're going to start telling you less and less and less truth. Every time you go back, less and less truth. And they purposely, they won't tell you everything right away. They'll keep stringing you along. It's a tactic. It's a psychological tactic that they use to string you along so you empty a bank account on some idiot psychic. And again, I got friends and family into this stuff, and I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm telling you how it is. And, you know what I mean? People go say, well, I know friends and family would have probably bashed me for this, but I don't care. This is how it works. I'm trying to help them with this stuff, but this is how it works and how the tactics are done. Okay? They string you along psychologically and emotionally. They drive off your emotions. Once they get your emotions, boom, they got you hook, line, and sinker. Then you start pouring all your money to the fake churches or these psychics and all that. Oh, I gotta know more. I gotta know more. And that's where they entice you. I gotta know more. I gotta know more. And right before your 20 minutes are up, they're gonna say, yeah, I got a reading right now that your great grandmother wants to tell you some information that you're gonna come into some financial blessings. And right then and there, the time's expired, and like, oh, I want to know more. Here's another $60. Please tell me what else she's trying to tell me. So they drag stuff along again, and so people need to understand the difference between real psychics and fake psychics. But either way, if they're fake or real or not, okay, and the real ones are getting information from demonic, unclean spirits. And I know there's people out there who are going to disagree, but I don't care what you think, okay, and I'm not trying to be rude to you. What you think, you don't. Okay, what you think you know, you don't know. Okay, this is exactly what it comes from. It doesn't come from cosmic beings or ascended masters. There's no such thing as ascended masters. Okay, there's no such thing as cosmic guides or any of that New Age Babylonian garbage or cosmic Christ. Okay, there's a Jesus Christ. He's an actual being. Okay, there's no cosmic consciousness going on or any of that Babylonian garbage. None. The things you do communicate with are demonic, unclean spirits, familiar spirits. And again, a lot of these people are soaked into the occult when they're younger, like I said earlier. Like a little girl, she'll have an appearance of apparition of, just say, her grandmother that appears to her bed, says, hey, Dolly, I want you to know that I love you and I miss you, and the doll you're looking for is behind the closet door or something. You know what I mean? It's stupid, dumb, stuff like that, and allures people into the occult. When I was younger, again, that's a whole new video altogether. The stuff I experienced for years, heavy levels of sleep paralysis. I had been through the ringer spiritually, let me tell you that. And like an idiot, I dabbled into the occult too. I dabbled into the New Age, some witchcraft, and thank God I didn't really go in too much into the Satanism. Thank God. I came back to God, and I got away from religions. Got away from religions, because religions are no different from the occult. Religions except what they do is they take the Bible and they'll manufacture a message. In other words, they'll take one verse out of the Deuteronomy, another verse out of Acts, another verse out of Revelations, string it together to fit the narrative. But when you actually read the Bible verse on its own, they have nothing to do with the heck they're trying to talk about in the first place, when you read them in its context. And the same thing in the occult world, they do the same thing. It's all psychological issues. Stay out of religion. I follow God and the Bible and Jesus Christ as my Savior. You know what I mean? So people say, well, religion, I don't belong to religion. Okay, religion is of man, not of God. People need to get that right. And yes, you can be of God and not be of religion. It does exist. All right, now again, I've been in the occult. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, I studied these things for years. I still do to this day on an education purpose. I study almost everything. I mean, there's so much more I'm studying. But in the occult world, it's so vast, okay? The pit of the sludge that rabbit hole goes farther than you could ever imagine. And even people who've been to certain occults for years. Oh, yeah, I've been a Wiccan for 20 years and none of this stuff is real. Really? That's because you only kept at a certain level. You have no idea what the people at the top teach and what they believe. Again, going back to Wicca, you have a teacher, okay, Wiccan teacher, who go around telling people, oh no, we do all herbs and white witchcraft and everything else. But the thing is, they tell you that. They tell you it's all about white magic, about the horn god Pan. It's all like beautiful nature and harmony and everything else. But the thing is, they don't believe that. They know that's all cockamamie and garbage. They know there's no such thing as white witchcraft. They use that to lure all good people, into the occult world to make them feel good about themselves. And here's the difference too, where every religion is guilty of, religions and the cult, what all they're guilty of, what separates them from God, what's the wheat from the tare, is that every one of these false religions, every single cult teaches you this. It's about you, self-illumination. You can do this, you can do that. But people of God, no, it's not me that can do that. It's through God you can do things. Through God things are possible. But only through God things are possible. All things are possible through God. But all these occults and everything teach you no, it's not about that. You can become God. It's about you. So that's how you separate the wheat from the tare. You know what I mean? You got all these fake religions out there. And the reason why I'm using this filter, by the way, because I look like a slob. I haven't shaved in a couple of days, so that's why I'm using this crazy filter here. But anyway, so people, I'm just going to end this video here, but I just wanted to get this presentation out to people who mainly go to psychics. Let me get to the comments here. I had to swipe away the comments because I get, let me see here, where were we? Ashley Winters, she belongs to the Echoplex Media. So tell the guys at Echoplex they could use this video if they want to make fun of me. Go ahead, no problem, Ashley. I get a lot of trolls, as y'all can see. And she's promoting the website, damnbidondi.com. It's like they bought this domain name, and damnbidondi.com, and they made me into a potato, and I think it's hilarious. I mean, they really troll the hell out of me, and so whatever, God bless them. I mean, it is funny. I laugh myself, you know what I mean? So they do all kinds of crazy things, make pictures of me, make fun of me on their radio show and everything. Yeah, whatever, God bless you. At least you're leaving somebody else alone, that's what I could say. And you're right, Richard, and people like Ashley need to learn and understand that God's told us about this one world government coming. Yep. And excuse me, is this where the couch for sale? All right. Anyways, again, you can see on the comments here, you can see a lot of trolls. Super world leader, all nations. Yep, couch for sale. Yeah, I'm selling the couch. It's called the Couch of Truth, and it's free. You don't have to pay nothing, no taxes, nothing, and it can come right to you. It's called the Bible. You know what I mean? That's the Couch of Truth. So yeah, if you're looking to buy a Couch of Truth, you got the right place. These trolls are funny, man. I tell you, I was talking about just a long time ago. He's pointing his wing in it. He forgot what he was talking about a long time ago. At this point, he's just winging it. Oh, I didn't forget what it is. Kiera, excuse me, I butcher people's names. Kiera, it's not what I forget what I talked about, because what it is I didn't forget nothing. What happens is because the subject is so vast, I could be here for hours. What I'm trying to do is break it down to easiest terms possible that the average person could understand, because the average person has no clues of what any of this stuff is about, let alone the details about it. So what I try to do is break it down easily as possible so people can understand it. And yes, I jump all over the place, but it's all related to what I'm talking about. And it's examples of also what I'm talking about. So that's why I kind of jump all over the place. But winging it, no, it's just like I've been doing this stuff for years, so it's secondhand nature, off the top of my head here, what I'm talking about. Echoplex Media, boo. Yeah, these guys are funny, man. Echoplex Media, they promote damnbidondi.com, the potato, yeah. I like baked potatoes, by the way, guys. So you can make a picture of me with a baked potato. That'd be great. Thank you. Yeah, Echoplex Media. And yeah, you guys feel free to use this video. We bought you a domain so you didn't pay your bill. Well, I never had the domain name anyway, so yep, talk about potatoes. That has nothing to do. And here we go. Actually, I'm trying to get all right. So anyway, guys, she left. Even that crazy lady couldn't put up with this garbage. Well, yeah, I know she's still here though. So you get all these people call us and take a third grade spelling test. Like spelling has anything to do with this? That's the psych. I mean, you could get somebody on here who can't spell for crap, that knows about this stuff, is still more intelligent than you people. And I'm talking about the Echoplex for trolls over here, guys. So, you know what I mean? These people are funny. And so they act like spelling and grammar has anything to do with telling the truth. You know what I mean? It's so comical, it really is. And anyway, guys, I just wanted to get this information out, and I'm going to post this to my YouTube and all my other platforms. But again, just stay away from psychics, period. And stay away from those false religions out there who claim they could heal you or they could do this and all these miracles and all that. No. The only person who can do miracles is God himself. Just pray to God. That's all. Read the Bible on your own. And, you know, I'm going to avoid you guys, Echoplex Media. You think you're smarter than us, okay? And, all right, because I'm not a top-level speller or something. You know what I mean? I don't have great grammar skills. That's why you're smarter. And no, God's not a psychic. You know, you need to understand who God is. God is all known, okay? He doesn't have to be a psychic because he knows. Everything he planned out was all coming to par, 110% dead on. So, well, you know, everything that Jesus, yeah, exactly, Jesus is a healer, exactly. Jesus is a healer, not these crackpots down in these southern ministries who use snake oil and everything to say, oh, I can heal you, or we can heal you. No, Jesus Christ can heal anybody, absolutely. You know, so I'm not saying that. Who am I to say God isn't or isn't? Well, it's easy. It's called reading the Bible. Maybe you should try it. And yeah, I know what pineal gland is right there. It's called the third eye. That's what they use in the occultic world. So anyway, you guys need to get a clue. That's all. And who am I to say that? Because about God? Because I know God. I know Jesus. You don't. Okay? You need to read the Bible and understand who they are. Not this new age garbage going on out there. So anyway, I'm turning off the comments here. So have fun, guys, with the comments. And again, you can use this on your show, whatever you want. I don't care. As long as you're leaving somebody else alone, that's all. And that's funny, too, because they base their shows on myself or Alex Jones and just sit there and target. You know, just I'll have to just say one word wrong. Oh, he can't pass a third grade spelling test. Like that has anything to do with it. I can sit here and stutter, okay, mispronounce words all day long. It doesn't matter. It's not exempting what the truth really is. So avoiding the trolls here, one more time, stay away from psychics, stay away from these crackpot false religions. And if you want to know God and who God is, easily. Don't go to some moron behind a pulpit or some stupid person who claims he's a spiritualist. You know, go to God. Turn into the Bible, pray to God. There you go, plain and simple. And back into the psychic stuff, these people are communicate, the real ones, again, communicate with unclean spirits, demonic spirits, and especially the people in the New Age occult. I mean, there's a lot of good people, you know, personally good people, but they're completely demented when it comes to this stuff, it really is. They actually believe that they're cosmic beings, they're cosmic guides, they're ascended masters. And there's a conscious Christ. No, there's no such thing as a conscious Christ, okay? Or a cosmic Christ, okay? Christ is a real being, not an entity, not an energy force across the universe. The universe doesn't talk to you. There's no energy in the universe but God. You know, and God is an actual legit being, you know. So I'm going to do more videos on this spiritualism. It's just like all the years of my experience and studying the occult, secret societies, and religions and everything else. So you put it all together and you can see the overall picture. That's where I'm going out with this. So anyway, guys, guys, it's Dan Bidondi. Check me out. TruthRadioShow.com is my website. TruthRadioShow.com. God bless and shalom. Declaring war on the New World Order. TruthRadioShow.com.